So we're back in the kitchen, and I know I'm basically all over the place. I know, but that's just basically how my mind works. I zigzag through my entire house. But one of the reasons why I decided to work on this project, which is actually finally painting this thing, the IKEA cabinet I'm using as a pantry, which you can use in very many different ways also. And the reason why I thought I should go that route out of all the other projects that I have to work on in this house is because it's free. And it's free because I already have the supplies. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. If you're new here, my name is Ibeth, and I typically do affordable DIYs, home decor related DIYs, and room transformations every now and then. And of course, I am sticking all to budget-friendly options because I can't afford the luxurious, expensive things. And actually, you know what? When it comes to renovating your house, it costs a lot of money. So you kind of have to make it the most affordable you can. So let's go ahead and get into this video. I decided that this episode was going to be a fairly easy one. I thought, okay, I'm going to paint it and it's going to look good. And it's just going to be like a chill kind of episode where I basically paint this and I also clean up around my house. But then this version of me of when I want to DIY something, somehow it turns into a bigger project and it's become a bigger project. Here's the thing. I've been noticing actually on social media, on Pinterest, that these cabinets have, I guess, these legs or these little foot on the bottom of them so that they look a little bit more custom and I guess, you know, fancier in a way. And I thought to myself, I kind of want to do that myself, but with this one. Also around the kitchen, but I firstly want to start with this one. And the reason why I even came up with that idea in the first place is because this piece right here, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, it's called Ennet or Enhet. I don't know the proper way to pronounce that, so I apologize for that. I don't remember if I just didn't want the legs that they recommend to buy, because this is technically supposed to be like on two legs, because I didn't like the legs that they had, like the leg options that they had to put onto this piece. So I just decided like, okay, it'll be fine, it'll sit on the floor and it'll be okay. But then when we installed it, we actually realized that it's not how it works, because the bottom door, it hits the floor when you open it. But what we did was kind of like incline the pantry to kind of like tilt a little bit so that we're able to open the door, which is not a huge problem, but you can definitely tell that it is inclining. Right here, behind this right here, you just can't really tell. Also because the baseboard is right there, so it's kind of like, it's not sitting straight. So my idea was, wait a minute, what if I would have bought the legs that they recommended and it would have been perfectly fine and it wouldn't hit the floor, and also it wouldn't hit the rug when I open it, because I actually brought in a rug here. I know it's a controversial topic for rugs in the kitchen, okay, but I'm okay with it. I'm fairly careful when it comes to baking and cooking, so it works for me. So now what I'm gonna do is take out everything in here, and before I start painting, I want to build the legs. Because if I start painting it and then decide to add the legs, I can risk damaging the paint, scratching up the paint. So I want to really avoid that. Something that I would love to do is to rip out the trim right here on this doorway, because the pantry is not all the way up against the wall. If you can, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the reason for that is because when we open the door, we don't want to hit the trim. So which is why it's not all the way to the wall, which I would love for it to be, but I would have to remove this trim right here.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark? From so far away, show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder. come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights.
So I did a thing. I removed the trim just because it doesn't belong here. I feel like since it has a trim, it actually makes it seem like it's more like a door, you know what I mean? Instead of a doorway, which is what I would prefer. I think a trim is really nice if you have a really big opening, but if it's really narrow, I think that trim is really not necessary. And especially because, like I said, I need this to go right next to this wall, and the trim basically doesn't allow it to be flush against the wall. Now I have to take off that one, and then taking off that one is probably gonna make this come down too, which I'm okay with. I really don't mind. I don't need all that trim. My husband taught me all of this, so he shouldn't have taught me, because now I want to do everything by myself. I'm definitely gonna have to do some patching, and that's not what I was looking forward to doing. Oh my gosh.
Stars come to shine when it's dark. From so far away, show us where we are. It really makes me wonder.
Is it heavy?
It makes me wonder.
So this did end up turning into a bigger project than I was anticipating. I only just wanted to trim out or rip out the trim and patch the wall to make it or give it a smooth finish. But then my husband saw, and we both just ended up giving in to the whole knocking down that small little wall that made a huge difference. Actually, it's so open here, and I'm so in love with it. My husband actually helped me make the base. I could have done it myself, I think. I'm just a little bit more afraid of ruining things. I'm still not too 100% comfortable with doing these kinds of things by myself. So my husband helped me, and of course it makes it faster. And yeah, we're gonna leave this episode here, and we are gonna continue it next week. So we have plenty of work to do. I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse of what happened. It honestly was not meant to be this big of a project, but that only means that of course the finished result is gonna be beautiful and just so much more worth waiting for. So don't forget to follow me on social media if you don't already. I do post a little bit more behind the scenes over there, and a little bit of my personal life if you're curious. Of course, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. It helps me out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time.